Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
So I would like to welcome all the students for this webinar. And considering the student requirement, as Amit sir said, that most of the students were asking and they are in confused state that what exactly we need to do under the case of full stack development. So that's why we have planned this webinar, and we will be discussing about the roadmap majorly in this webinar today. And without wasting much time, I would like to jump on the agenda of today's discussion. Before starting with anything, it is very important to work on the basic fundamental introduction about the topic. So that I will be giving you today. Talking about the different technology stack which are available and the market share, because most of the students always ask that which is the popular stack and how we can have the comparison based on it. It's a very versatile thing. Full stack development is a very versatile thing, and we need to first understand the requirement from the industry, and according to that we can shape our profile. Considering the popularity and different opportunities available in the market, I have figured out the two main stack, that is MERN and MEAN. I'm not saying that other stacks are not important, but considering the requirements, we can figure out that these two are the most popular stack. And then the question arises that it is a huge content, different technologies that we need to learn. Then what should be my roadmap? Because if you are working on a particular technology and you don't have a proper guidance, you don't have a proper roadmap, then you will lead to a point where you are learning a lot of things, but they are not coming in use. So what should be your steps? And we need to define the scope of each and everything. Like there should be a particular timeline, and within that timeline, you have to complete the things. So a proper plan, proper roadmap is required. So we will talk about that. And the last and not the least, very important, that what are the different opportunities available and salary expectations. What level of salary we can earn by completing this particular thing. So I have considered some important third parties where we can trust, and based on the information shared by them, we will discuss the number of opportunities available and what kind of salary we can earn by completing this particular case. So these are the topics that we are going to cover today, and I will be giving you a very clear preparation roadmap that you have to follow these steps and your task is done. The success is yours. So let us first initiate the discussion about the full stack development. What exactly a full stack development is? Now it is basically comprises of three things. First one is front end development, second one is back end development, and the third part is database. Majorly you can divide it into front end and back end part, and then supportively database you can add to it. So whenever you are talking about a particular website, a responsive website dynamically, so front end part is nothing but the GUI that you can see, and backend part is the data processing part, which is happening on the server side. So client side and server side, these two things you can consider as front end and backend. And whatever the data pre-processing will happen in this entire process as a support, that will be taken care by the databases. And again, there are a lot of options in front end, backend, and databases. So as full stack development is a very versatile thing, you need to focus on the basic requirements, fundamental things, and then implementation of that fundamental things. So development and designing, these are the two major aspects that you have to target under the full stack development. When we talk about the front end part, you have to work on the technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. And when it comes to backend, then there are a lot of frameworks available that you can use: Node, React, Express, and their support also with respect to the front end. And when it comes to databases, we have two major options: SQL and NoSQL databases. Right now, according to the open source market, most of the organizations are preferring for NoSQL databases. So you should go with MongoDB. Majorly, the contribution of MongoDB is higher as compared to the other databases. And again, I would like to repeat the same thing. Whenever I'm explaining this part, these are like identifying the requirements from the industry personnel and what they are exactly expecting from the fresher candidates. Considering this particular parameter, we have figured out the data. So don't compare like this is important, this is not important. You have to first identify the requirements from the industry, and according to that, you have to shape your profile. If you are having a personal interest in other technology stacks, that is also good. You can develop your career in that particular stack also. But we always work on demand and supply rule. So what is the current demand of the industry? According to that, we have to reshape our profile. Okay. So this is basic idea about the full stack development. So if a person, when we say that it is a full stack developer, so what exactly we expect from that guy as a fresher candidate also? So if you are familiar with all the layers of software development, and here your software development life cycle model comes. Entire industry, whatever the project they are working with the help of SDLC, and most of the students are ignoring this. I have seen a lot of students are not aware about software development life cycle model. So if you want to work in IT industry, you have to gain a detailed, thorough understanding about the SDLC, how exactly the SDLC works, and now what is the correlation between SDLC and full stack development. That part also we need to understand. So now the question arises, like if I am doing entire full stack development, so I will be learning a lot of technologies. So it is highly impossible to complete everything in detail. Practically, it is not possible. So what they are expecting the fundamental understanding of each and every technology, whatever you have in your stack, and at least you should be able to implement that. Not in detail at initial level, but the experience, then what you will gain, then that will be committed. So don't think at the starting that you should have to complete everything in detail. No. If you are working with 20% of HTML, which is giving you the idea about the design of the website, then 20% of CSS, which will provide you the styling, then 40% of JavaScript, which will apply the logic, this much part is sufficient. And then slowly, when you will develop the projects, complete the different kinds of assignments, at that time, this knowledge will help you and you will gain more understanding about the implementation of it. So functional knowledge, considering the basic requirement, that is sufficient. Everything is not required in any particular technology. 100% understanding of all the concept is not required at initial level. Then coming to SDLC, we all know that there are major 6 levels, 6 phases of SDLC, starting from the planning, then designing, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Now, this is totally a different architecture plan. And if you see the correlation of SDLC with respect to the full stack development, you will understand that any software project, whether it is coming from any domain, whether it is a normal general development domain, AI, ML domain, or full stack web development domain, every project has to undergo this particular life cycle. There might be some changes phases to phases according to the need of the client and all, but they have to go through this particular life cycle. And when you are working on a full stack development, you have to also map whatever the task you are doing with the basic need of SDLC. So if you are working on a particular college website project, suppose, so you have to first understand what is the requirement for that project. Then you will develop the design, then the deployment, coding part and all, and then finally the maintenance. Means you have to map every phase of SDLC with respect to the requirement of full stack development comparatively. And if there are necessity of certain changes, that also you can do. So don't ignore the SDLC. You have to adapt all the phases of SDLC while developing the full stack development part. Moving ahead, what exactly full stack consists of? I have explained the first major 3 parts: front-end technologies, back-end technologies, and databases. Apart from that, there are certain web application architectures, MVC architecture you can consider. Then basic programming understanding, if you want to make it more effective, then data structures and algorithm is one option, object-oriented programming concepts. And I hope that most of the students who are working on this, they are already aware about the working of object-oriented programming. But if you are not good in coding part, that is also okay, because all these technologies are not demanding, not expecting any thorough programming knowledge. At least basic level of understanding about the code will be sufficient, any particular language. And some higher level concepts called as RESTful APIs, HTTPs, and version control systems like Git and Docker. If this much part you complete in full stack development initially, then that is sufficient from industry perspective. Means now we are limiting our scope to a certain extent, that what exactly we have to do. We have to learn some technologies of front end, frameworks and all. Similarly for back end also, and databases. We will allocate 70% of our efforts for all these three cases: front end, back end, and databases. And in remaining 30%, we will target the data structure algorithm, version control systems, web application architecture. This is how you can make a complete package of full stack development. Now there are different technological stack, and basically the requirement of FSD, you have to map that requirement with the respective technology stack. If you are good in a particular language and that language is having a particular technological stack, you can go with that. But again, we have to map this with the requirements. So as I mentioned, demand and supply rule. So developing the front end part and the back end part for any website and web application is the basic rule, basic requirement of full stack developer. Anyone who is working on this can be called as a full stack developer. Now you have to think whether you want to go with the front end, that is also expected. Only back-end developer, these kind of job opportunities are also available in the market. Only front-end developers are also there, and a common both full stack developer. The basic task of full stack development is to work with these people and understand the required skills and map the functionalities of your application with them. So whenever you are completing a particular project, the client requirements from front side and as well as back-end side should be completed. Both, everything which is provided in that particular application, that is majorly required. Now basic skills, what they are expecting from a fresher candidate. As I mentioned, if you take any technological stack, now I have taken here MERN, so I have added HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node.js, MongoDB. If this much is done, sufficient enough. Apart from that, majorly I would target the soft skills also, because this is very versatile. And whenever you are learning a lot of things, it becomes lengthy, and then your contribution towards that process, patiently, what you are doing, consistent efforts, hard work is really required. Otherwise, most of the students have already given that we have started with particular technology and after a few days we have give up. So this is not highly expected. So creative thinking, strategic planning, programming and analytical skills, basically the basic level of problem solving skills will be sufficient. And the last one, that is time management. And same you have to do for your learning approach also. So you have to develop your skills. Most of the students, I have gone through their resume and they have mentioned a lot of skills in their resume. But if an interviewer is asking you a very basic fundamental question based on that skill, the students are not able to give the answer. So what is the problem in this entire process is you are just adding the skills in your resume, but your profile is not ready to face that case. So don't try to add much things. Whatever you have done consistently, just go with that. So basic skills of a full stack developer majorly will require all these things. Now the question arises that whatever the stack available and which one is popular and what are the skills of that popular stack, so that if you have already finalized that I will be becoming a MERN stack developer or a mean stack developer, then what are the skills, what industry is exactly expecting from my profile, and if I work on that, your chances of selection will get higher. And all the things, whatever is required, I have already discussed with the industry personnel, and then we have figured out after doing a lot of research on it. When you talk about the different technology stack, I have mentioned some. LAMP stack, which includes Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. Now, if you compare this stack, there will be one operating system case, one front-end part, one back-end part, and a lot of frameworks are involved here. Some third-party support frameworks are also involved. Then Mean and MERN, these are the two stacks where MongoDB, Express, and Node is common. Only the difference of Angular and React will be there. Then .NET stack is also there, which is only providing you the Microsoft technologies specifically. And again, there are certain job roles, opportunities available, which are only dedicated to these kind of stacks. So you can decide in which particular option you can select for your career. Then Ruby on Rails and Java. Basic Java web development, you can consider core Java, advanced Java. Apart from that, you have Python Django stack also, where that MVC architecture will come with Django framework. So every language and their sufficient availability of the frameworks, you can combine them and create a technological stack. And if you are aware about that full-fledged, technologies, then you can put it in your resume and saying that I am a particular developer which is working on this particular stack. But only this much will not be sufficient, because you have to work on the different projects related to that technologies. That is more important. Application of whatever you have learned, that is what industry experts are more interested in. So as I mentioned, these are some of the examples only. The choice of technological stack is totally dependent on the need of the project, skills of the team, and other factors like what client is expecting, what kind of platform already the organization is using. So they always prefer to go with the same thing. So if there are opportunities for a particular stack, like say MERN stack, then you should be ready with all the technologies which are required, all the skill set which are required to crack that particular post. So as a fresher level, you should be very flexible, and this domain is very versatile. If you say that I'm aware about all the things, fundamentally, I'm very clear with all the things, then 100% success ratio will be there. Your chances of selection will be higher as compared to the other candidates. But you have to showcase that application with the help of certain projects and all. Now, out of all this, the popular one is the MERN one. Why I'm saying particularly? Because considering the opportunities available, and you know that technology things are keep changing. So don't rely on a particular technology. Whatever the advancements which are coming, you should adapt yourself to that. At least you should know what is happening in that particular domain and sector. That's why I said consistent effort in that direction is required. So the MERN stack is one of the most popular stack which is currently being used in the industry web development, which consists of Mongo, Express, React, and Node. Apart from that, HTML, CSS, JavaScript is common. You have to work on this. So these 4 things and those 7 things, 7 modules specifically, you have to complete. Not all in detail, but whatever is basically required for a particular project development, initially you can complete that part and start working on projects, so that you will get the idea how exactly these things are getting applied. And when you will actually apply it on the project, at that time, you will get a clear understanding, actual understanding about the concepts, and you will learn more effectively in that process. In case of backend, if you target, then we will have the MEAN stack, where the Angular part will be added to the particular framework, majorly the open source cross-platform server. Now, if you compare, most of the things are pretty common. So if you just add one thing, you are considering your profile will be considered for MERN stack also and MEAN stack also. You just need to add the Angular part to it. You can target JavaScript majorly in this entire process, because that is very important. Most of the cases, if your JavaScript is good with the addition of object-oriented programming concepts and data structures and algorithmic concepts, then again your success ratio will increase, chances of selection will get higher. Every time you need to work on these things, that what is the requirement, and according to that, am I shaping my profile according to the things? Whatever is lacking, I need to add it into my profile, so that I would be more expressive at the time of requirements. So that kind of approach you should adopt. Whenever it comes to a learning of any new thing, and if you specifically target the full stack development, it is a very lengthy thing. A lot of technologies in depth you can achieve. So it's like a 3 months, more than 3 months, 6 months, up to that much amount of span you have to invest. It can be completed within 1 or 2 months by investing 1 hour or 2 hours daily. So dedicated effort and constant efforts are required, and always keep adaptive with the respective requirements of the industry. Now coming to the exact skills. So up to this stage, you should be able to finalize that which particular stack you will be working on, and in that stack you will be working on your career. Now, what exactly industry demands from you? If you say that I'm a MERN stack developer, so they are expecting in-depth knowledge of Node.js and Express.js. So these are the frameworks that you can utilize. How exactly the application will work with the help of Node and with the help of Express. You should have the ability to bind the UI elements with the help of JO, JavaScript objects. RESTful APIs. This is the advancement that you need to learn with the help of Node.js. OOP and database concepts I have already explained earlier. Front-end experience and back-end experience. Proven experience means from fresher candidates, we are expecting that you should develop certain projects, good projects, where you should be able to elaborate the things, whatever you have learned. so that it will create a distinguishing factor from other competitive kites, that you are doing something different and that is close to the requirement of the industry. And the latest advancements like HTML5 you can use, ES6 you can use. With the help of, you can develop certain applications. Whatever the modern frameworks coming into the market, design patterns like MVC architecture is there. And stack to stack, the frameworks will be again different. So you should be adaptive to those requirements of the industry. Whenever you are writing the code, basically we always think about the input and output process. But majorly, when it comes to selection, the parameter which will make the difference will be the comprehension. What kind of code you are writing? Is it like a quality amount of code? Less complexity? So evaluation of your code should be there. You always evaluate whatever you are doing and always try to make it more effective. If there is an option to make it more effective, always go with that. Initially, you can develop the basic level, but slowly make a habit of making it more effective so that at a competitive level of programming, you will achieve. And it will not happen within 8 days or 15 days. It will take a lot of time to complete and practice out the things. Then you will reach to that particular level, but it is really important and necessary. Problem solving skills will come automatically when you will solve the mini assignments, mini projects. You will develop certain projects. At that time, automatically the problem solving skills will come. And apart from that, general skills which are required like communication, analytical skills, self-motivated and strong will and discipline, which is very important because it is lengthy. So you have to keep your patience up to that particular level. Now, what is mean stack requirement? Compare it. Here we are targeting more on HTML, CSS and JavaScript. The frameworks which are based on this technologies. Understanding the client side requirements, understand the server side requirements and the architecture workflow. See the changes. When you say that I'm a MERN stack developer, these are my skills I should adopt. When you say mean stack developer, these are the requirements from the industry that you need to adopt. Your profile should express this. Whenever the interviewer will go through your resume, you have to express out from your resume that I have done exactly what you are looking for. So your selection will be confirmed. Then Git and GitHub, the version control system. Majorly now, as the industry is also working on that, they always look, and it is a good part, you can say, in the process, that you should always put your GitHub repo link in your resume and be ready to showcase whatever you have done. That is a good part, because real time you can showcase whatever the task you have completed, and based on that things, they will evaluate your profile. Explanation in terms of theory and application of that theoretical concepts in terms of completed assignments, mini projects and capstone project. This is what they are expecting. And if parallelly you are doing the both, then automatically it will create a good impact. So work on all these particular skills after finalizing your particular path. Now the question arises, if I have taken MERN stack or if I have taken mean stack, or I would like to work on both the things, then what should be my first step? What should be my second step? Whether I should start from which module? So that confusion we have to clear first. Because if you are not limiting the scope of your learning, you will never be able to complete these things within the particular timeline. We have to fix that scope. And that's why the roadmap is really required. And this is the roadmap that you have to follow. You can add in between different frameworks as per the need of the particular organization, because they will always provide you the job descriptions, and according to that, you can modify the things. But basic level, you have to follow these steps. Start with HTML. I have assumed that the candidates who are working in this particular process are not having any detailed idea about the programming, and that is okay. Basic level of knowledge will be sufficient enough to understand all these things. Very rare you will see, and apart from JavaScript only, all other modules will not expect that programming knowledge, but JavaScript will be there. But you have to adapt to the requirements. So HTML will be my first step, then CSS, then Bootstrap. That is again a framework related to that, and which is highly utilized in the industry. So that's why I've added it. Then JavaScript part. Then you will move to other node technologies, React, database MongoDB, and Node. You can change with the database as per your technology stack. Okay, this is basic web development I'm giving. HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Complete this. 50% of task is done. Then move to React, Mongo, and Node. Once you complete this 7 part, then you have to start working on your portfolio building, project portfolio. Start from basic level assignments first, then complete the mini projects. And once you complete the mini project, then start working on capstone project. Don't wait that I will be completing first 7 modules and then I will start working on the mini projects or assignments. No, that is not a good approach. If you are working on HTML, whatever the concept you have learned, try to implement it. Keep the same website, keep the same project, and try to enhance it every time you learn something new and try to add it into your particular project. So parallelly, you are developing the things. Once the HTML part is complete, then you will learn CSS. Same project, continue, add CSS part to it. So parallelly, you will get the application interface also and understanding that how exactly the concept works. Because from interview perspective, they will express that you should give the fundamental understanding, you should explain the concept. But after explaining the concept, then they are not going to shortlist on the basis of that. They will see whether you are able to apply these things. Can you showcase me some examples? Can you showcase me some demonstration where you have exactly applied the things, whatever you have learned? And there your projects and assignments will work for you. That's why the version control, GitHub profile, repos you have to develop. Same you have to follow for upcoming modules of Bootstrap, Java, React, Mongo, and Node also. And when you complete all these things all together, you have to work on the capstone project. Capstone means what? A fully functional thing start to end, front end plus back end plus database. Any project, there is no particular requirements or there is no particular limitation on what kind of project you are doing. Just make sure that particular things you are expressing through the application part. And slowly increase the level of difficulty of the projects module by module, and those concepts, whatever you have implemented, you should be able to express them. You should be able to explain them. Any question regarding to that particular part, it is highly expected that you should give the answer for that. It should not happen like, oh, I have used the router, React router, but right now I don't know anything about it. This should not happen. And if you're actually developing it in this manner, then that will not be the case. But if you are like copy pasting the things and just to showcase the module and all, then that will be very difficult. Once you complete with the projects and all, basic level project, you can consider mini projects, 2 mini projects per module and 1 or 2 capstone project. That will be again sufficient in this particular time span. Then you should go for your resume building part. So you can showcase all the skills, whatever you have developed in your resume, and then your journey will be completed. So you have to strictly follow this particular roadmap, which will have a certain scope on your learning and application understanding. But again, parallelly, you have to enhance your entire path with the demand of industry, particular job opportunity, and their requirements. And now the major thing, what kind of opportunities are available over there? And according to the surveys, like we need some trustworthy partners. So I have taken the survey based on labor statistics data, LinkedIn emerging report. And if you see the span up to 2028, the 13% of growth is expected in the web developer role, even full stack engineer also. Marginal difference, 35% of growth rate you can see in upcoming years. Because it is a very versatile and in demand skill right now in the industry, full stack developer. So if you are thinking about developing your portfolio or finalizing your career path with respect to this, so these numbers are really good. You can see in coming 1 year, 1.5 year, the requirement is going to get high. Definitely the question arises like now the era is of data science, AI, ML, and then ChatGPT is also there. So what will be the role of these things? Is it like same or is it going to get changed? So you need to first understand that everything is different. AI, ML is a different context. ChatGPT is totally different context and FSD is totally different context. They are not going to replace. No, they will have a correlation factor. They will map certain things which will make them more enhanced, but they will not replace. We are listening, or we are into the same words like from last 10 years that AI, ML will replace the entire jobs and all. But nothing has happened like that. Because the correlation factor is important. If you understand the utilization of those technologies in an effective manner, then there is a boom in your career. So don't think in that fashion. Just try to develop the skill, and these numbers should attract you. Work on that particular domain. Now the scope is given to you, the roadmap is given, the motivation is in front of you, and last but not the least, very much important part, salary. So I have added a Glassdoor data here, due context. You can see the average full stack engineer package is in the range of 7 to 8 lakhs per year. And slowly, when you will gain the experience of 2 years, 5 years, you will be lead to senior or lead full stack engineer, and the package is up to 20 lakhs. Even at fresher level, when you will get hired as a junior full stack developer, it will be within the range of 350 to 550. And organization to organization, it will be different. If you are showcasing more skills, and if the interviewer and the organization impressed with the respective things, then you can gain for more also. But basic average range, just to give you idea, that's it. These numbers are just to give you idea that whatever you are doing, do it with the 100% effort, best in it. Definitely you will get the success. No one can stop you. But the consistent effort, dedicated efforts are required. Discipline is required to complete this thing. Full stack is very versatile, very lengthy. Lot of technologies are involved. So if you are starting it, do it in full pace with dedication. So I hope this part is clear to everyone. Now I will open the house for QA.
Yes. So guys, before we move on to the question and answer session, okay, so I would just like all of you to, I would like to inform all of you that we are starting with our new full stack development course batch from 19th of May. And this particular course has been designed and developed and conducted by Rohit sir itself. Okay. So even Rohit sir will give you more details about what contents are covered basically. So the reason why we are launching this particular course is because a lot of students came up to us and they asked us that there are a lot of costly courses available on the internet. So that we have come across courses 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 rupees course, which are not even up to that particular mark. Okay, so that's why, to make sure that students are able to pursue this particular course at a very less cost, so we are launching with this particular course. This particular course is basically, just let me share the screen so that you will come to know. So Rohit sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So in this, basically, you are going to learn HTML, CSS, MongoDB, Node.js, AngularJS, Express. So whatever sir told you in his webinar, all those technologies will be covered in this particular course. The entire course is, guys, 300 hours. So you can imagine the depth covered in this particular course. So generally what happens, students come up to us and they say, I will study 2 to 3 hours for 1 or 2 months. So will I be able to complete full stack? No. In 100 or 150 hours, you may be just able to cover basics like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But if you want to have that cutting edge, and if you want to do a lot of projects, then you cannot do it in 1 or 2 months. So this particular course is a 300 hours course. Now, how we are going to conduct this course basically is, it will be a combination of self-paced learning and weekly doubt clearing live lectures. So Rohit sir will be giving you a weekly plan, what you need to execute. You have to execute, learn the concepts in that particular week, execute the task which Rohit sir will give you, and at the end of the week, if you are having any questions, you can attend the doubt clearing session and you can clear out your doubts. During the week, if you face any particular doubts while coding or any particular thing, concept, we already have a group wherein Rohit sir will communicate with you and solve your queries. Okay. Now, the most important part, how this course works. So initially, there will be a foundation training to clear your basics of programming. Then we are going to start with the 300 plus hours of full stack development training. Every After every module like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, you are going to face projects and assignments. Okay, so it is not going to be like just one project. We are having around 20 plus projects and 20 plus assignments based on each and every technology. After the project, you are going to face with the capstone project. So as sir mentioned, capstone is nothing but a full-fledged working website basically. Okay, then you are going to face mock interviews and soft skill training, because if you are going to appear for interviews and just having technical knowledge won't be enough, you should be able to express that particular technical knowledge in the interview. So mock interviews are included. So these mock interviews are one-to-one virtual interviews. This is not just a training, but a one-to-one interaction will be happening, and then the placement starts. So what we basically do, we are having like more than 17-18 companies in last month who are asking to provide trained full stack candidates. Okay, but the issue is that this particular full stack development course is so big and students are not that much dedicated. So whenever companies come in, we are able to provide only few candidates. So that's the reason majority of the market is currently not having full stack developers. There is a need, but they are not getting the developers. So what we will be doing is, as soon as you complete your entire course, as soon as you complete your capstone project, your profiles will be sent to the companies which we are in tie-up with. Your profiles will be sent to the companies who come in touch with us asking for candidates, and then you will start facing a lot of interviews. So whether you are 2023 batch, 2024 batch, or 2022-2021 batch, it does not matter. If you want to go ahead and become a full stack developer, it will take dedication, guys. Okay, so imagine it is a 300 hours of just learning content. So in this 300 hours, if you study for maybe 3 hours, okay, it will take 100 days. So which means 3 to 4 months it is going to take just to learn concepts. Apart from that, you have to dedicate your time to build projects. So consider yourself busy for at least 3 hours daily for the next 5 months to complete the concepts as well as projects. And once you do that, you will be able to apply for a lot of openings. Currently also, if you have a LinkedIn profile, guys, just go on LinkedIn, under the job section, search full stack developer. You will find a lot of openings which are currently running in. Okay, and not necessary that all of them are only for experienced people. There are companies who are hiring freshers, they are hiring interns, and interns are also getting converted to full-time role. Okay, so from our past full stack development batch, there have been students who have already started taking up freelance projects. Okay, so that is very, very important, that the moment you start learning, you start implementing it, and your journey should not be like some end goal and 100% accomplishment. It is going to be a continuous learning. So if you are at maybe after completion of course, if you are 50% skilled, your aim should be to keep on learning, doing new projects to get to that perfection. Okay, so let me just show you. This is the syllabus which we are going to cover. So HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript plus data structures, React, Angular, Node, MongoDB. There will be code review and deployment using Firebase. Then there are some applications like Jira, which is used for project management, GitHub, REST API, MVC architecture, Spring Boot, and a lot of projects. So let me just show you the number of projects which we are currently having. So these are all the project, guys. Okay, so if you can check simple projects, difficult level projects. Okay, so using all the technologies, right, from CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, React, Angular. So all the technologies are used. Okay, and the projects are created, and this list goes on increasing. So every time we create a new project, we put it in this particular course. Okay, now the price of this course is 3499. Okay, and if you go on any particular website, basically you are going to find certifications of these course very, very costly. Okay, now if you are already our complete placement masterclass students, you anyhow get this course for free. Okay, but if you just want to do full stack development, then you can enroll. And Ajinkya, I think you can just put in the coupon code as well, so that you can get a 15% off on this coupon code. So I hope you have got a little bit of idea about this particular course. So we are starting on 19th May. Now, Rohit sir, if you can just open up a YouTube video, which we are currently streaming on your mobile, you can just check up the doubts which students are having. So you
Shantanu,
yeah.
Shantanu was asking like any non-IT student to get into the full stack development. So I would like to add here One of our students from mechanical has already completed, and he is already getting a lot of freelancing projects.
Okay.
So branch specific limitation or restrictions are not there. From any particular domain you are there, it is good to start with full stack development. There is no barrier as such for particular programming language knowledge, or specifically you are from CSIT, then only you can do. So that is not the case. So I hope,
So,
Shantanu, your task is done.
so there was one question when the session was going on. Django is good or not?
Yeah, Django is actually a Python architecture for front-end development that we use. But if you are working on Python technology stack, then Django is must. You need to compare it, that which technology stack you are working on, and according to that, you can select your architecture and frameworks.
One student is asking, sir, please tell about Java stack.
Java stack will consist of basic Java, core Java, advanced Java. SC development, like Microsoft technologies are coming under .NET stack. So Java technologies will be there under Java stack. Majorly web development will be considering JavaScript. So if you have a basic idea about Java programming language, that will help in JavaScript also.
One student is asking whether the course we are having is live or recorded. Now, guys, why we are going for a self-paced plus live doubt clearing? There is one reason for that. There are some students who would like to study basically 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours a day. And there are some students who cannot study that much. Okay, so what happens if we go for live classes? Then there is a barrier that we can conduct live classes only 2 hours a day. Okay, so if you consider 300 hours of course, if we go for 2 hours a day, it will take 5 months only you will be focusing on live class. Instead, guys, if you go for self-paced classes plus live doubt clearing, then you have got that flexibility to cover more part in less time. Okay, so that's the reason for this particular batch. We are going with a combination of self-paced learning and weekly doubt clearing live lectures. So, sir, just let them know like what will happen during the week, what you will assign, and what will happen at the weekend.
Yeah. Whenever the course will start, first 2 weeks will be dedicated to prerequisite learning. We will be providing you a weekly plan, study plan. And at the end of the week, we will have a live session for doubt clearance. So daily, what task you have to do, and every module we will have a course book. In that course book, you will get the detailed plan about the working assignments, mini projects, MCQ questions, and you have to strictly follow that course book, and you have to complete that course book. So in this manner, we will have a predefined structure for every day and weekly doubt clearance, where you, if you are working on any project or any concept you are not able to get through the dashboard recordings, then I will be there on the session and I will guide you on the same. This will be followed for all the modules till you get the complete part of FSD.
Okay. One student is asking when is this course starting? So guys, we are starting with the new batch from 19th of May. Another student is asking, can I get placement opportunity after completion of the course? I am 2022 batch pass out. I am having a gap of 2 years almost now. See guys, if you are a 2022 batch pass out, it is really high time you put your full efforts in one particular skill and apply for the jobs. If you just keep on running, learning, and you're not applying, then it will be very, very difficult. So, Manish, yes, once you complete the full stack course, we are going to share your profile with a lot of companies who get in touch with us. Okay. So it is not that we just go and approach the companies. The full stack demand is so much that there are some companies who would approach us for candidates. So at that time, what happens? You should be ready with all the skills. So make sure you, once you go for this course, it is up to you how much speed you want. So there are some students who would study 6 hours because it's holidays right now, or maybe they're already graduated. So if you've got time, study more, go ahead and start building in projects. Once you complete the course, your profile will be shared with the companies and we will help you with the placements. Okay. In weekly, how many days classes will conduct? Live classes will be once in a week. Okay, so remaining days, Rohit sir will give you a study plan and task and assignment which you need to complete. And during the week, if you face any doubt, we are having a Telegram group in which Rohit sir will be there. And anytime you post any doubt, he will clear your queries. Next, sir, will you teach how to do freelancing? Sir, Rohit sir, you want to put some light on freelancing?
As a fresher candidate, you should not think about freelancing initially. You should always think about gaining an opportunity from the industry. My intention about giving that example of one of our student from mechanical is like Shantanu was asking about the barrier of the branches. That's why I said that once you start with this particular technologies, lot of doors will open, lot of opportunities will open. It doesn't mean that you should start with freelancing. First priority should always be the job in the organization, gain some experience, and later on you can decide.
Actually, guys, what happens is when you are learning, you will put a lot of things which you learn on LinkedIn. And when you will do something interesting and catchy, at that time, people will start approaching you for some project work. Okay, so that is what is happening with some of the students. Okay, so they, whatever we teach, they try to implement, they try to create a website, they try to do project, and they put it on LinkedIn with the actual demo. And then people from the industry start approaching them whether they can create such a website for them or not. Such kind of things happen. So immediately it is not going to happen that you put that I am a freelancer, please give me projects. No, that is not going to happen. You have to show them what you can do, and at that time you can get opportunities. Okay. How long this course will take to finish? So see, I told you 300 hours of learning. So I think if you study for 3 hours, it will take 3 months to just learn. Okay. Plus you consider 2 to 3 months to do some projects. So 5 to 6 months is required. Okay. If any course is promising you in the market that you will become full stack developer in 1 or 2 months, then it is fake. Don't believe, guys, because you cannot become full stack developer in 1 or 2 months. Okay. So they will just teach you some basics and they will tell you to go and apply. So nothing is going to happen in that 1 or 2 months. Okay. So face the reality. It is going to take time, but it will definitely give you good fruits at the end if you dedicatedly work for 6 months. Okay. Can we take more time than 6 months? Can I get lively second till I complete? Definitely. See, once you purchase this course, you get the validity of the course is 1 year. We are giving you 5 to 6 months as the best time to complete. But if it is taking more time for you, maybe if you are in third year, second year student, you don't want to immediately apply for jobs, then it is like you have got a lot of time. So maybe for each and every technology, you can take more time, do more projects and go ahead. Okay, so that also can be there. So some students might take 8 months, 9 months also. And if you are in final year or pre-final year, it does not matter. Ultimately, you are going to apply once you graduate. Okay. Is this a certificate course? So we are going to provide you a course completion certificate as well. If you require some technology specific certification, so for example, if you are applying for any opportunity and they want us to give you a certificate, maybe they want a certificate of MERN stack. I think Rohit sir, we are covering MERN, right? So
Both stack, sir. As per our course, we are covering both stack,
yeah,
MERN
so
and
if you
MEAN.
just require a MERN stack certificate, then that also can be provided, but you need to complete the course. So it is not going to happen from Talent Battle side that without course completion, you are going to get certificate. No, we are not going to do that, because once you go with our logo and certificate in the market, it means that we have taught you that particular course. So complete the course and you can get individual technology certifications or a complete full stack developer certification as well.
Sir, Sai Prajakta is asking that she's a CSE student and already aware about all these technologies, but not developed any capstone project yet. So how she should start with the project? So I would like to say that you're already aware about all the technologies. That is very good thing. Just map the software development life cycle. Take any idea from the market and start developing it by module by module. First, you complete the front end part, then back end, and then align it with the database. Within 3 steps, you can complete it.
Okay. So, Sheikh Mansoor, I didn't get your query. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Java as well as SQL data. I didn't get it actually. Mansoor is asking, will previous FSD course students get this course? Yes, it is already there on your dashboard. So if you're not able to check it or if you're facing some issue, you can get in touch with our team. So already all the modules, as soon as you join the course, you can just start accessing. But I would say wait for first day. On 19th of May, we are going to start with the course, and Rohit sir will give you what exactly you need to do. You'll get a study plan every week. So if you want a structured way, make sure you follow the plan. But if you are finding it comfortable to go and watch further modules as well, you can do that. You are free to do that. Okay.
Jaswant, if you are planning for MongoDB Node.js, basic idea about SQL is necessary. So first you should learn basic SQL fundamentals, then go for MongoDB. Node.js is always there. Yes, you cannot skip Node.js. Coding is not needed for SDLC. SDLC is actually a concept, life cycle model for every software project development. So you need to just understand how exactly the software is being developed. What are the steps? What should be my first step? What should be my second step? That's why you need to learn, understand SDLC working. For front end part, Sheikh Mansoor, that will be sufficient. Add some frameworks.
So Jaswant is asking whether there is any difference between
No,
MySQL
MySQL
and
is just a
Oracle.
platform provided by the Oracle. Same concepts are same, no change.
Okay, Ajinkya, you can also put in the our syllabus link in the chat. Okay, so I think the queries are over. If you have got any other queries, guys, last 2 minutes, if you have got any other query, you can ask. If you find any particular query regarding the course later on, you can message us. We are already sent you the webinar link on WhatsApp. You might be there on our WhatsApp group. You might be following us on Instagram. So you can message us anywhere and we can solve your query. Satvik, if you dedicate only 2 hours, it does not matter. Just the thing is that it will take more time to complete. It totally depends on your current preference, whether you are a final year graduated student or whether you are a pre-final year student. So if you're already graduated, you have no other task, right? If you are currently not working and if you're not going to college, then you can dedicate more hours. If you are a final year student or a pre-final year student currently undergoing graduation, then maybe you can dedicate 2 hours and take more time to complete the course. I hope that answers your query, Satvik. Okay. So guys, first of all, Sir Jaswant is asking, DSA and web development is both required for placement or only DSA is enough?
For basic level software developer, DSA is required. Web development is totally a different domain. Additional to DSA knowledge is good, always good.
Okay. So guys, any other query, any other question, if you find, then you can always message us on WhatsApp, Instagram, wherever you are connected with Talent Battle. And again, just let me tell you, we are starting with the full stack development new batch from 19th May, which is going to carry placement assistance, which is going to carry 300 hours of all the technologies, certifications, and projects with assignments. Okay. So whatever is required to become a full stack developer, that is covered in the course. So if you are interested, just make sure you register before 19th of May. And currently Ajinkya has sent in the coupon. So this coupon code will be valid only for today, only those who are attending this particular webinar. So the coupon code is YouTube, which will give you directly 15% off on 3499. Okay. So what will be the timings, morning or evening? So Ankit Kumar, basically it is going to be a self-paced learning with weekly live lectures. So a weekly live doubt clearing will be once in a week, and self-paced learning, you can access it any time according to your convenience. Can I go with
Naveen, you can start, no problem with that. It is always good for you because you are going to third year and in advance you are preparing for full stack. So you will be very ready for the placement once you complete this. Even Divya, both is good, web programming as well as web development. If parallelly you are able to complete both the tasks, then that is good. It will open a lot of options, a lot of opportunities will be available for you if you are working on both the domains.
Okay. So let us stop this webinar right now. So we are soon going to conduct a lot of other webinars as well. And the placement season is coming up for 2024 batch students. And even there will be a lot of off-campus opportunities. So one query which generally students ask, if you are a part of our complete masterclass, then this full stack development course is already included. If you just want to study full stack, so we have created this course separately. Okay. So guys, thank you once again and for your enthusiasm to join this particular webinar. And I thank Rohit sir for his valuable contribution for this webinar. So thank
Thank
you
you.
all of you and bye bye. Good night.